The Joe Blackula perspective is gonna be my outlet. I'm good at what I do. I love movies, so I'ma talk about them. I'm a father. I'm a music producer. I don't make beats. I'm a native Chicagoan. Southeast side, Greater Grand Crossing. I have a voice that I don't like everyone to hear. I have opinions. Sometimes I don't need everyone to know. I'm frustrated. I'm a Chiari malformation survivor. I've had 2 brain surgeries. I needed a platform, I created one. Please do not call me Joe. Call me JB. I'm creative. I am the only son of Rita and James. I am FOI. I am Jonathan 2X. And I am the infamous Joe Blackula. Cue my drop.
Joe Blackula.
Thank you kindly. All right, I'm done. That was a good one.
Joe Blackula. Dobson Mars.
I just had to get this off my chest. Cause you gotta feel how I feel.
Joe Blackula.
Sir Joe Juicy Mouth.
I just moved my lips.
That was enough.
Think you gonna get away with it? Not up in here!
Get up in here! What's good with it, people? I am he and he is Cue my drop.
Joe Blackula.
That's what it is. And
I am Ebony Sarah Louise Kelly.
the time now is 5:16 p.m. September 26, 2021. Pick it up at So I Love Social Media.
So I love social media because I didn't get a chance to experience it back when I was a bad girl. So like for instance, when I wanted to fight or you know somebody was messing with my man or something like that, like I see why people take things to social media, right? Because that's the platform, you know, it's there. You want everybody to know. So I'm so glad that I did not experience Facebook back when I was in the street, back when I was kind of gang banging, just doing stuff I wasn't supposed to be doing. I'm so glad I did not experience social media like that because that could have been just all wrong. So I have a positivity look at social media because I've only been using it to do what I'm doing now. Being transparent, just talking about my life, sharing my experiences with my family and friends, and then following my family members. He's stuck on the gangbanging part.
No, at that moment I was thinking to myself, should I or shouldn't I?
Say something.
And I should not and will not. So
better know as soon as we hit stop, I'm gonna ask what this about.
No!
He's gonna tell me.
No, I am not. Because Ebony Sarah Louise Kelly has made her point. I respect that. And as my mother taught me, the late Rita Louise Anderson Whitaker, she said, everybody ain't got to know what you thinking at all times, boy. Your opinion and your perspective is not that important.
And that's where we disagree. Well, let me go back to this. You know what I really got bothered with when we were talking? When you were talking about yourself? Is me and Jonathan, we are really great friends, right? And I'm always trying to ask questions about like the past and, you know, the Chiari malformation and the being diagnosed with bipolar. And you know what happens? I always find out details in moments like this when he's sharing it with the world. I don't get this when I'm asking the questions personally, right? To help grow. I always find out details when he's talking to either other people or talking in this kind of form. But that kind of, it pisses me off. And then he gets mad at me when I don't get it. Go figure. So what I hope is that, you know, like, I want to know about that stuff. I've never heard 99% of the things you just shared with the world. And we've been friends for like 3 years. And I'm always asking questions.
So let's make that an evergreen moment. We have been friends since 2018.
Right. Wait, so we can say 2018, but we can't say 2021.
You can't. No, I said.
Oh, my bad. We can't say 2000. You see that look? Like, you got it all wrong. My bad. Rewind. Okay, so we've been friends for 3 years since 2000.
We've been friends since 2018.
We've been friends, so don't say 2000.
No, don't say 3 years.
Don't say 3
Now
years.
you're capping it. Now you're stamping it as of right now.
Oh,
Say
gotcha.
if somebody sees this in 3 years, which would be
2018.
whatever. Thank you.
And they'll know it's 2021.
No. It'll be whenever they look at it. Because
Right, because this is no end.
thank you. That's what that.
No end
that's
to
what
where
that-
this can go.
That's what that term evergreen means. It's
Yes.
like
Right, so we've been friends since 2018.
Yeah.
And I just wish Jonathan would share more, with himself, with me.
and that's a whole other show.
Yeah, and the other thing is I want to hit on is the perspective thing. I said that whole thing about Facebook because that is my perception. I do want Jonathan to share his perception more with me. But because I don't understand the things that, like, how he has to do things sometimes, I may combat or ask questions or, get my opinion up, which then can kind of seem like I'm arguing or whatever. So I do get why you say what you said about social media. I do understand because it is messed up. And just like you talking about the guys that robbed the couple, you're right. They probably went on Instagram like bragging about what they stole, what they were gonna do, and that's horrible. I was just kind of sharing that I'm just glad that I wasn't in the bad places on social media. So now I look at it from the place where I've actually been on social media, and for me it's just all positive. And then remember, I'm like your favorite cheerleader. I'm like, everything's positive. Yay! Go Jonathan, my pom-poms, So I always gotta make sure I find that positivity from everything, because if I get stuck with looking at the negative, then I'm gonna go down like the air out my balloon is going.
Well, okay, so just to speak on that for a hot second.
Ebony, don't say nothing after this.
No, see what you're doing. See what you did.
I get that.
See? The Joe Blackula perspective is going to be my outlet. I'm good at what I do. I love movies, so I'm going to talk about it. I'm a father. I'm a music producer. I don't make beats. I'm a native Chicagoan. Southeast side, Greater Grand Crossing. I have a voice that I don't like everyone to hear. I have opinions. Sometimes I don't need everyone to know. I'm frustrated. I'm a Chiari malformation survivor. I've had 2 brain surgeries. I needed a platform. I created one. Please do not call me Joe. Call me JB. I'm creative. I am the only son of Rita and James. I am FOI. I am Jonathan 2X. And I am the infamous Joe Blackula. Cue my drop.
Joe Blackula.
Thank you kindly. All right, I'm done. That was a good one.
Joe Blackula. Dobson Mars.
I just had to get this on my chest. Cause niggas gotta feel how I feel.
This is my viewpoint of it. It is what you have made me aware in the mornings. You said, Jonathan, when you're walking down the street, take one headphone off your ear while you're walking. That statement means to me, be constantly aware of your surroundings. So that is how I silently view, because I don't project my how I feel about stuff on anybody. My thing is live and let live, as long as you ain't impeding my progress. I don't care what you doing out there on the street. Just get out of my way when I'm coming. If that's too much of a problem, dig this. I'll cross the street. It's like, take for example, I'm a coder. I write code. People that are aware of people like me know what it is that we do. And here's the other thing. Algorithms can be created. They can be created and they can be manipulated. So a lot of these entities use people like me to create code to manipulate certain situations. Part of our compensation is we have to sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. I have certain silent views about these things because I'm amongst certain conversations where I'm aware of what they're doing to contribute to a lot of this madness that's going on.
Is HTML, is that the code? Like, what is that code?
That's one of the thousands of the code.
Gotcha.
Take for example, my bro Rocky works for either Coke bottling or Pepsi bottling. If he said to me, JB, never drink another bottle of Pepsi again in your life, that would be the cat that I would say, enough said, done. He works for the bottling company.
Because he know what's in
So
it.
he knows what's going on in that factory. Look at someone like Mark Zuckerberg. Google, does he allow his family to get on Facebook? No. You Google these higher entities, the people that supply certain things that we're addicted to, that the masses are addicted to, and actually do the homework. I learned this from my cousin Paris Brightledge. In the age of information, ignorance is a choice. Find out about these people and see if they actually partake in what they create.
Why is it ignorance? I mean, we have this conversation all the time. I think sometimes when you talk about what people do, I get it. I think you're right, 100% right. But where I disagree with you is you think everybody's ignorant to it. Now my thing is, a lot of us just don't know.
I've had this debate with people about the word ignorant before. I learned 30 years ago, back when I was at Robert Morris College,
I went to Robert Morris College.
to find the true essence
you know that?
I did not know that.
Okay.
To find the true essence of a word, you have to find the root word. The root word of ignorance is ignore. Ignore. So ignorance actually means, shout out to my bro Nuri Muhammad, because he's one of the only cats that he said it on the Breakfast Club. And if I'm smart, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna add it right here.
The base word of ignorant is ignore. So I heard the truth, but I ignored the truth. That makes one ignorant. We are asked in our lessons, why does the devil keep our people illiterate? Answer, so that he can use them as for a tool and also a slave. He keeps them blind to themselves so that he can master them. But check this out. Illiterate means ignorant. So without knowledge, we are rejected by God when we ignore the truth. And man, just like the base word of ignorant is ignore, what's the base word of illiterate? Ill. What does it mean to be ill? To be sick, to be unhealthy. So when we are not in possession of knowledge, we're not as well as we possibly can be.
I don't judge people. I keep all that what I'm saying right now to Ebony, in front of Ebony. I would never say this in front of anybody else. Never, because the populace would get offended by what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I know, because I'm aware of what's being added into the ingredients of this stuff. I'm very aware of it, and that's why I was shocked about the movie Space Jam. Whatever that Space Jam Reloaded, whatever the hell it was called, the one that came out in 2021 with LeBron. Don Cheadle's character actually touched on it. He was really pulling cats' cards on how the system is manipulated to, it's like, man, you get addicted to this stuff. And they write in certain code and whatnot. Why now when you go on certain apps, you have to tell them, no, I don't want you selling my information. Or no, I don't want you tracking me, because of the fact that they were already tracking you. And it's like, oh, you go on Amazon and you look at some house shoes, and then you go on Instagram and it's them same house shoes that popped up on there. That is not a coincidence, people. You understand me? Although I was taught by the rules of Tupac. One nigga teach two niggas, three teach four niggas, and them niggas teach more niggas. You understand? I am from that each one teach one. Perfect example, Empire Strikes Back, best movie out of the Star Wars series. Yoda said to Obi-Wan that Luke was entirely too old to be training. He meant because of the fact his mind was already too set. He was too set in his ways, it ain't worth the argument with this dude. It was the same thing with the Matrix. What Morpheus was talking about Neo. He's like, man, you've been in the system too long. Your mind has been too manipulated. So when you hear the truth, you're just like,
So without knowledge, we are rejected by God when we ignore the truth. So we've got to get some knowledge.
Dennis Snipes, shout out to Dennis Snipes. Dennis said something real heavy to me one day. He said, you know what, a lot of people don't want to hear certain truths, certain realities, because they don't want to believe that Nana was wrong. And I was like, damn. Because a lot of the stuff that was taught to us was told by our mothers, our fathers, which was taught to them a certain kind of way. Or if we had what type of relationship we had our grandparents might have told us certain stuff. And it's just like, they didn't know. Or let's say like with updates with computers. Every year, Apple releases a new OS. But some people pretty much hit like a certain point. It was like, no, that's what I was taught. That's what I knew. That's what I've learned. That's it. I ain't trying to hit nothing else. So with me, learning that about our people and people in general, it's like, look, man, people are comfortable within these confines. leave them there. And I kind of be like, but the Joe Blackula perspective is going to be my outlet. I'm good at what I do. I love movies, so I'm going to talk about it. I'm a father. I'm a music producer. I don't make beats. I'm a native Chicagoan. Southeast side, Greater Grand Crossing. I have a voice that I don't like everyone to hear. I have opinions. Sometimes I don't need everyone to know. I'm frustrated. I'm a Chiari malformation survivor. I've had 2 brain surgeries. I needed a platform. I created one. Please do not call me Joe. Call me JB. I'm creative. I am the only son of Rita and James. I am FOI. I am Jonathan 2X. And I am the infamous Joe Blackula. Cue my drop.
Joe Blackula.
Thank you kindly. All right, I'm done. That was a good one.
Joe Blackula. Dobson Mars.
I just had to get this off my chest. Cause niggas got to feel how I feel.
But back to what you said, I knew exactly what the word ignorance meant and ignore. And I'm not talking about the people who know that ignore. I was responding to like, you say ignorance to people, to everybody that just don't know.
This was my statement. I said, in the age of information, ignorance is a choice. So I grew up in a household where I better not have asked my father what a word meant. We had these like $1,000 dictionaries, and he spent all this money on an Encyclopedia Britannica. So I learned, hey, if I ever have a thought about something, I'm gonna go grab this book and I'm gonna look it up for myself. And as one of the old adages know that most colored folk are aware of, hey, you want to keep something from a nigga, put it where?
And that's another problem. We lazy learners with a Google brain.
Especially now, yeah.
Yeah, we Google brained. We just look up stuff and living off sound bites. We don't go and dig. And so the slave master said yesterday the best place to hide something from a nigga is to put it in a book.
Yes, sir.
In a book.
Enough said. In the age of information, ignorance is a choice. We have Google now. There's absolutely no reason that you should have any type of questions pertaining to anything when you have a worldwide encyclopedia in front of you. I don't question anybody about how they feel about. I don't do it. I'm not in that business. You'll never hear me say, but once I'm properly armed with my own information, then I'm the drug dealer back in the day that was looking at all the crackheads and been like, I'm not about to try that, because I done seen what it did to everybody else. Not judging them, but I'm not about to be the one to be like, you know what, I could do that and it ain't gonna hurt me. No, not me. I'm just simply saying, Rocky told me about Pepsi. I'll never drink enough.
So I think this is where I always come to. Where I just think it's always a disconnect with us.
How is that? Where is that a disconnect? Me just saying where?
No. What you said is everything is good. Everything you said is good. But I don't know if I didn't communicate what I'm saying correctly, because that's not. We're not talking about the age of information. We're talking about people who don't know. Everybody don't have. Are you really telling me everybody have iPads in their crib? Are you really telling me these black boys and black kids are brought up to know to go and not only first are they taught to use this for information? They taught to use this to take pictures. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, I guess one of the things I just always be trying to just get across to you, that you were very fortunate in being brought up in getting and receiving information from men that you were around, from your father, and just learning from what you saw. My only thing is that this generation now, the Gen X and lower, they don't have the information. Sometimes when I hear you, I just think you want everybody to just line up accordingly, and I'm just saying that, what do you do with the ones who don't have the information? What do you do with the ones who's age information? So the information is there, but don't know how to get it. It's like when you talked about the suits with the black boys. You know, like, for real, I really believe, and that maybe could be my part of like, oh, kumbaya, Ebony, or whatever, but I was kind of raised on the other side of what you were raised on. I did not get information, which is a lot to do with me being in the street. You know what I'm saying? Because didn't nobody tell me that I shouldn't have been in the street. Like, I should have been blocked from the street, but I wasn't. It was it was attractive to me because I didn't know. So
I hear what you're saying.
and I don't think it's a bad thing. I just think it's me. Yeah, I'm gonna come up with. I forgot to say this part. It's a comma. And I say this to you all the time. I don't think it's a bad. I just think there's a disconnect sometimes with our communication.
Well, no.
It's not a bad thing.
Look, I'm not saying either. All I'm saying is I've learned the whole moral to all of this is that goes back to what I said my mother taught me, and I'm hearing it now. It was like, boy, that was a perfect opportunity for you to have kept your opinion to yourself.
Because we got a disconnect don't mean you shouldn't talk.
No. We good.
No, we're not.
How we see? But that's my point. It's like, well, I'm fine, but you're saying you're not.
And this is like 3 times for today, right?
Right.
It's only 6 o'clock.
So I've learned how to disagree without being disagreeable. Take for example, WAP. Me and WAP can't talk football. I don't care how much you out-talk him about football. His defense, well, that's why the Bears suck. And it's like, okay, bro, there we go. So this how me and you gonna get along. We're never talking football. Even if I don't agree with you, I agree with you. I have been taught and have learned just in time, hey man, ain't nobody right, ain't nobody wrong. It is your perspective. We have to, like Elliot Ness said, I'm gonna cut it in right here from the Untouchables. He said, we have to agree to disagree.
You tell your master that we must agree to disagree.
Now, mind you, right after that, he took this envelope and threw it in the alderman's face and hit him and then threw him out the office and whatnot. But still, I carry a lot of angers and frustrations, but what I've learned is I don't carry any angers and frustrations on what another person's opinion is. Where I do get offended and I get angry is when if you have your thought about something and I got mine, then when you tell me I'm wrong. No. We'll just agree to disagree.
Disagree.
And that's how I can sit back and have discussions, not debates, discussions with people and walk away genuinely the way I'm feeling right now, which is, hey man, we good. But know that me and you ain't about to have this conversation no more because I know where you at, you know where I'm at. Like somebody of a lesser quality of emotion would sit back and be like, man, hey, arguing with? No. For me, how I can be happy on the inside, because I'm looking at it like, these are 3 more episodes of something that I ain't even thought about. You understand?
Man, Jonathan knows I love to talk. I like to get stuff out. We can talk for 5 hours. But Jonathan's like, no, we're not talking for 5 hours. We're gonna talk for 20 seconds and it's gonna be over. We're gonna agree to disagree. And I'm like, no, but I got some other to say.
Disagree.
But I am learning that when he says 3 times about agreeing not to disagree, that means it's time to be quiet.
Disagree.
No, that does not mean that. That just means, hey man, we will agree to disagree. That's all.
Disagree.
So we disagreeing, we agreeing to disagree that there's a disconnect?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Because
you don't believe through our friendship and the things that we go through. I keep dropping that.
Yeah.
That how we have conversations and how they don't end and come back up, that there's not a disconnect.
So I'm gonna say something that I'm pretty sure I'm writing an ass check right now, but it is the truth.
How much is it gonna be?
It's gonna be a big. I'm able to completely comprehend you, but you.
That's not true.
This is my POV here. This is my point of view here. That's all.
POV.
I can real quick process your information and take the thing that you said. Childhood, woman, mother, father, brothers, sister, life, West Side, Roseland, DePaul, Robert Morris, boyfriends, daughter, everything in a matter of like, I keep trying to tell these people I'm Howard Hughes incarnate. The Aviator.
That's a gift.
I can process that information real quick and say, okay, this is where she's coming from with that and understand it immediately.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay.
And that's not me judging. That's me saying, I see why she's saying that.
Okay.
So
why I can't process from you that quickly is because I can't just stay on the fact that I know those things. I have to incorporate your condition. I have to incorporate the brain surgeries. I have to incorporate all the things. And those are the things I'm trying to learn. So instead of assuming, I mean like asking more questions and more questions. And so when we're in a conversation like this and I say stuff, well, I'll ask a question, you may take it one way because for you, Ebony, I can understand you quickly. Why can't you understand me quickly? It's because I need to understand the whole process of Jonathan.
Okay.
And until you start communicating with me, those daily details, right? The daily details, I'm never gonna get it. For example, we'll talk Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll find out on Saturday that you've had 3-4 trauma situations in the week that you didn't share with me, right? So during those times of sharing with me, I could probably learn more just about you as a person and how you communicate and why you communicate and why don't you communicate, because you're stepping me through a process. But unfortunately, a lot of times I get to learn that about you is moments like this, or when you're mad, when you've gotten so up here and you just start shouting it at me. And I don't know how to learn it because we're in that moment. So I just believe, and now this is me truly on camera asking you that, Jonathan, in order for me to get to know you more, you have to share more of you with me.
I'm saying I've learned how you communicate. I've studied that.
I'm an open book, Jonathan.
Bro,
I tell you everything about me.
But you say to me, well, I need for you to do this in order for me to get it this way. All right? I do the best that I can, as I'm sure that you do, as far as communication is concerned. I could sit back and write a list of ways how I would want for you to communicate with me. Either she can, she can't, she will, or she won't. Okay. I'll say this much for the record as far as the camera is concerned. If this was anybody else, really? Okay, all right,
Production shut down.
Hey, damn, Bill, I ain't heard from you in 4 months. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, So, with that being said here, let's move on.
Disagree.
The Joe Blackula perspective is going to be my outlet. I'm good at what I do. I love movies, so I'm going to talk about it. I'm a father. I'm a music producer. I don't make beats. I'm a native Chicagoan. Southeast side, Greater Grand Crossing. I have a voice that I don't like everyone to hear. I have opinions. Sometimes I don't need everyone to know. I'm frustrated. I'm a Chiari malformation survivor. I've had 2 brain surgeries. I needed a platform. I created one. Please do not call me Joe. Call me JB. I'm creative. I am the only son of Rita and James. I am FOI. I am Jonathan 2X. And I am the infamous Joe Blackula. Cue my drop.
Joe Blackula.
Thank you kindly. All right, I'm done. That was a good one.
Joe Blackula. Dobson Mars.
I just had to get this off my chest. Cause niggas got to feel how I feel.
Joe Blackula.